Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
spreadsheet to one person for everybody.
No, I didn't mean that. What I meant was that if the spreadsheet is comprised of individual payouts,
that's why if we know who says they haven't been paid, then or there's a missing.
RDD, what you mean? What you mean, RDD? RDD, a coach, a conviction and an arrest are not the same. So where did you get that it meant the same? Where did I say it was the same? RDD. Oh, hold on, when the phone shut down. I don't know what I'm to the phone. Real banger. RDD, what? Why are you telling me that, RDD? And then what article say, boss? What the article say, you know? She was arrested and charged and convicted and him have to pay a fine. How that different? Which ref Rob CC? They say, yeah, ball no, ball a car. Hmm? In ball a car? RDD, correct me. Because if you get charged or conviction that, and you admit to something. Come on, RDD. Come on, RDD. You may wait for the RDD before I go back to the interview, you know. RDD. Your last chance. Yo, the phone is real. So if you're charged RDD and you have to pay a fine, isn't that a conviction? I don't know.
To the manager and the GenSec, outlining what the issues are, right? And then let us set a meeting with 3 representatives from the girls, which was stated in the 5th Pro letter who the 3 persons are, and 2 representatives from the JFF. At which point, 5th Pro also wrote to us in that letter, that email, right? I just responded on it to them today also, saying that they will also be there as a legal representative for the girls. But based on what has transpired now, I'm not even sure if 5th Pro is a representative for them. So I have to clarify that.
Yeah, Dennis, I'm making another suggestion in the public forum, Dennis.
Yeah.
There are 2, I hate to put you on the spot, but I'm going to do it anyway. There are too many communications via informal means. What do I mean by that? If I want to engage Dennis, I'm going to pick the phone and call him. I know it's maybe outdated in today's environment. Maybe I'm old school, but I'm going to call him. Now, I agree with you. I may follow up subsequently with an email because I want it documented. Because If it's not documented, it doesn't exist, right? The call didn't occur. Even though you may have a call on your phone, you don't know what transpired in the conversation. So I would suggest going forward for the JFF with the girls, because we all want this to come to an end. It's not helping anybody. Is that there's a reach out across the table, a formal way of engaging, building relationships. What I'm not seeing, Dennis, to be honest, is the JFF and the girls breaking bread together. I'm going to use a biblical term. I see two disparate parties who are entrenched in their position, communicating by some
but that's not, but
yeah.
Frankie, that's not true. That's not true. As I said to you, before Fifth Pro was appointed, I was speaking personally on a call to someone who was the representative. And also...
No. Dennis, I'm not talking about representative. Dennis, I'm not talking about representative, though. Again, it's so Bertram is the player, and Dennis is the GenSec, right?
Right.
I think the GenSec should have a relationship with all the players. That's just me.
Yeah, but I'm saying to you, that's not so. Remember, when we went to the UK, we met with all of them, right? And when they came to Jamaica, we also went and met with them at the hotel.
Okay.
Right? Okay. And we've been, and they said, okay, these are our representatives to talk to. Right, so we have been talking to those persons, and I personally have been talking to them. Right, it's just in November now. They say, okay, fine, this is Fifth Pro. Fifth Pro will deal with it for us. Right, so that communication has been happening. And in fact, 2 weeks ago, as I said, I met with two persons who were speaking on their behalf.
Okay.
Right, so it's not that it hasn't been happening, but the email. The email exchange with Fifth Pro, I think, is important, because remember that we're in a grievance procedure now, as according to contract, and therefore we have to ensure that.
Dennis, email can drop in a junk file on it.
No, well, but the fact that we're responding to it and communicating with it, it means they don't reach the junk. You know what I mean? So we've been
the way things are going. Right. That's
but I mean, this is something. As I said, if there are persons who say they have not received it, just send something to us, saying who it is. As I said, I spoke to the accountant today. She said, "Who is that?" Right, because we do have a spreadsheet with a list of all 23 and broken down per game. Right, and not everybody would have issues.
Yeah, so we've spent about an hour talking about payments.
Yeah, it's so long.
Key part of the topic. It's 6:25. It's like 55 minutes. So let's pivot a little bit to talk about what are the remaining obstacles to reconciliation between the girls and the JFF.
Well, I don't have any other issue that has been communicated to me. The two other issues were the matter of wanting to know the name of the coaching staff and the technical team. And there was one other issue. I mean, it's not even something that is ongoing. Right? There was one other issue, but the main one had to do with the payment. But the last communication we received from Fifth Pro said, well, the one we received before spoke to payment details. And also mistreatment. And I said to Fifth Pro, can you define for me what you mean by mistreatment? Right? I haven't received anything on that. Right? What I received.
Dennis, I jotted down some things I pulled up from the discussion that they had with Sportsman. I'm going to throw out some of these.
Yeah.
They indicated they chose not to speak publicly, because the girls haven't really said much in the public domain.
Right.
Because they expected expeditious, I mean, it's my own term, or speedy resolution of the matter, which has now dragged out for months subsequent to the World Cup. The JFF haven't put the team in the best position to win, and I'm assuming that's part of that is history, right? Because it can't be the more subsequent. There's a many of things that they brought up historically. That's there. I'm just jotting down and telling you what I've read. The JFF, I'm going to use my own euphemism here, is sometimes economical with the truth. I'm going to use euphemism. You can discern what that means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They mentioned something about starting 11 WhatsApp group, but I think that was under a different coach. The stance the boycott was made by the group. So the group agreed to boycott, even though I've heard through the grapevine that maybe not everybody was part of that whole determination. And they feel like they exercise what I call the nuclear bomb. Because what I call when you decide to boycott, that's a nuclear. You've exhausted all means because they feel like they had no choice. And this is because of a couple of things. One is unprofessionalism, lack of transparency, integrity issues. That's how they coach all of this. So if you're saying that you're not sure there's any other issues, go ahead.
Thank you.
I'm telling you what they said. I'm telling you what they said.
Yeah, I know. But this is the thing that we're trying to resolve. Because if someone says to me that, hey, that person is unprofessional, I need to know what part of that person is unprofessional. So I need to have the details to be unprofessional. Because I can't fix somebody who they say is unprofessional.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you're unprofessional or you have integrity issues because you have done this particular thing, right? It's just like if you were to be dealing with an employee, right? You can't just call in the employee and say, hey, I think you're unprofessional. I have to have, and even the labor code, right, specifies it. I have to have particular things that I say. So I have to say, you know what? You saying you move that cup over there, you did it the wrong way. The cup should not have been moved like that. And there's a process that you did not follow in moving that cup. But I can't say to them, boy, I don't like you because you don't follow rules. Imagine a policeman stop you and give you a ticket because he thinks that you don't follow rules.
Right. Okay. So here's
that's the thing. Hold on, Frankie. That's the thing that I want to understand. I want to know, what is a specific incident, because that's the only thing that we can address. And that's why we said to Fifth Pro, can you write to us and outline the issues for us? So that, because the reason why we want to know, is because we want to address them, right? But if I don't know what they are, I can't address them. And this is why we thought that we would suspend the selection of the players, because we say, we know that you have some issues, but let us know, let us resolve this first, right? So that it doesn't linger. So, it doesn't affect things going forward. And that is what I want to know. I want to know what are the specific things. Is it that I moved this chair from A to B and it wasn't supposed to be moved from A to B, right? Or is it that there was something that was said particularly that wasn't said? Because, I had this conversation recently with some staff also. I said, listen, I can't be like some people and say, boy, I don't like how that person operates. Because I'm in a position of authority, right? When I sit down with someone, I have to say to them, listen, you did this and you should not have done that. And because you did this, it created an issue with someone else. Or you did this and it was in violation of what you were supposed to do. You understand what I'm saying, Cranky?
No, I understand. But here's the thing, Dennis. Here's a question I want to ask you. Here's the thing I want to ask you, which is, how does one... It seems like we're set in where we are in between the girls and the JFF. It's a contractual... No, we're not set. Okay.
Now we constantly say, and the president says also all the time, we want to resolve the issue, but we have to know what the issue is. So you see, like let's say some persons were not paid. I want to know who, because remember, I've sent all the money that I think I have to send. So I want to know who were the persons who were not paid, not because of any other reason than to rectify it. So that, remember, we have to assume, we can't assume that the JFF did not send the money, right? Because it could have been sent by the bank, it could have been in the person's account, right? And they don't even realize it, right? It could have been sent by the bank, and their bank gets the money and don't credit it to their account.
Dennis, these are not EPL players. So if they get 35,000 in their account, I would expect them to realize that it's there.
Yeah, no, I'm just pointing. I'm just saying. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, and that's why I say I want to know. I genuinely want to know, because I have an accountability to FIFA to. So if FIFA send me money and say pay these people, I need to ensure that it's there. So I want to know. So let's
touch on that point. Let's touch on that point. Did you send FIFA communication saying you have paid the money?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We told them because
what exactly? What you told them, or you sent them something, some evidence?
No, man. We sent them the computation. Remember that we computed this with FIFA. The computation sheet was done in conjunction with FIFA and with the Australian Tax Office.
Right. Okay.
Right. So it's not something that we sit down and do by ourselves. We sent the contract to them, and the computation was done based on that. Right. And then we would have said, okay, this is the amount of money. Right. And it is at that point now that we're short about 300 and something thousand before we got the final amount. And we still haven't got the final amount yet. Right. That they said, okay, we will give you that 300 and something $1,000 and you use that and pay them. We got that money, and within 2 days it was paid.
So does the girls have tribunal in FIFA where they can go to if they don't get their payment?
Of course.
Okay. So they could compare to FIFA then versus in the public domain.
Yes, yeah man, they can.
Have anyone got the FIFA based on your knowledge today?
No. I'm saying the first thing I would think that needs to happen is just come to JFF and say, hey, you tell me you send me $5, but I don't see the $5. At that point, I would say, look, first of all, you can come to me and say, hey, you know what? I get $11 and I think I should get $12. And then we can say, okay, fine. Let's go through the thing individually. There are just 23 persons, right? So we can go through the thing individually with 23 players if they want and say, okay, this is what we've paid you for, right? X, Y, Z, right? And point out all the computations to everyone, right? And we're prepared to do that. The other thing is that if I say to you, I'll send you $5. If you don't receive it, please come to us, because we want to know that the money go to the right place too. Yeah, but what we know...
Is there any possibility, Dennis, the money went to a destination other than its intended in destination or purpose? Suppose Frankie decided to send it to his own account. Do we know if that occurred?
Well, we don't know, and that because remember, it doesn't necessarily. Banking transactions mess up all the while, right? So what is the check and balance?
I'm talking about fraudulent transactions.
Oh, fraudulent
mistake?
Yes, no.
But how can you be so sure?
Well, I can never be sure of that. But what I know is that we would have, when I looked at all of the transfer forms, right? And remember, when you're sending money to a bank account, it is not just the account number that is the control, You have to have the name correct either. I don't know if you ever tried transfer money yet and you put the incorrect name on it, right? Just like a matter we had about 2 weeks ago, right? We tried to transfer some money, right? To a hotel when the boys were going to Canada. And the name was spelled incorrectly and they returned the money. So the control is account number, the name, and the words must match the amount. So there are quite a few controls. And when I looked at the transfer forms, it had all the names.
Okay.
Right? So I couldn't have sent it to an account that did not have that name on it, or that money would have come back to me. right? So I know I had.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, I think it's a good question that you ask.
So
right?
here's a question for the audience. For the audience, we have over 300 people in the audience. If you have any more money question, because I think I've exhausted the money thing, tired of the money thing. We have other things we want to talk about. This doesn't have unlimited time. Please post in the chat, and I will try to pose it. So here, Dennis, let's pivot a little bit to the engagement with the girls, because everybody's frustrated about the lack of progress to reconcile between the girls. So here's my first question. Is there clear delineation of roles and responsibilities in the contract and being articulated between what the girls' roles are and what the JFF role is?
Yeah, man, it is. So, as I said, it does state what the different roles are, but where we are now is that grievance proceed, and that is why we want to follow the contract. We want to ensure that we go according to what has been laid out, which is something be written to us explaining what the issues are. It doesn't mean that when you have the meeting that different issues cannot be brought up. But what it does is that certainly when I have the information up front, then when I get to the meeting, I'm prepared to address them or address them before, right? Once that is done, right? In fact, it says that you first write to the manager. If you get no resolution there, then you write to the GenSec. And then you go into, if you get no resolution, you go into a meeting. It says the player should name 3 representatives, 1 from Europe, 1 from North America, and 1 from Jamaica. So it ensures that all 3 regions are represented by the representatives. The JF, it doesn't mean that.
What do you mean from Jamaica? What do you mean from Jamaica? They're born in Jamaica or they reside in Jamaica?
Well, no. Persons representing Jamaica. Because remember, we have players that come from, players that will come from Jamaica. You have players that come from Europe, players that come
so
right.
It's where you're locally originated. Okay.
Right. So you want to make sure that there's a representation right across. And I thought it was well thought out in the contract. And then the JFF is supposed to have 2 representatives. And then you have a committee of 5. It doesn't mean that you can't have more persons, but you have a committee of 5 that deals with all contractual issues, which payment obviously would be one of them. And there are some other things in there like flights. Oh, right. Flights was brought up. That was the first thing that was brought up. And as I indicated to the response, we arrange flights according to contract. And we have never gone below the contract in terms of arranging flights. In fact, we have gone above the contract in arranging flights. That was the third issue, right? And then you have that committee, and that is where we are now. So something has been written to us, right? And we are saying, we initially said propose 2 dates. Those dates were never proposed. And then we said through 5th Pro, which as again, as I'm saying, I'm sure 5th Pro is communicating it, what we said December 8th, which we haven't gotten a response. And even with that, we were willing to facilitate a meeting last week, Wednesday and Thursday, and we didn't get a response on that. So where we are now is that we are waiting feedback, right? And as I said, I wrote to 5th Pro again today, and I said, listen, I expressed my concern about representation, and if there is to be resolution, let's have this meeting, right? And that meeting was proposed for December 8th, which is, I think, Friday coming up, right? But we haven't gotten any response on that.
But Dennis, let me stop you there, Dennis. Couple of things. One is, I have a bunch of questions, but here's the first one, which is, if you hear Bunny and Becky speak, and I'm not trying to be too familiar with the Becky, so I'm going to use Rebecca, that's the official name. They seem to suggest they have no inclination or idea about a meeting. Right?
Well, and so that is why. But that is why, right? So initially, the first 2 dates that we proposed was on an email that we sent to the girls because Fifth Pro didn't come into it yet, right? Or we requested that they provide 2 dates to us, right, which we didn't get. But then that is why I'm saying now that, you know, I'm questioning whether Fifth Pro is communicating the information to them. But we were told by an email and signed letter by 18 that Fifth Pro is the representative. Now,
Right.
if Fifth Pro is not the representative, then that's a problem. But that's what we were told, and we have been diligently communicating with Fifth Pro as the person needed to be representative, right?
But
They have
Dennis, let me just say this. I'm gonna take you guys to task for this. If you're sending communication via some written mode to Fifth Pro, and there's 3 persons designated to represent the girl, why aren't they CC'd on this communication?
They were designated to be representatives at the meeting. So they were the 3 persons designated to be representatives.
I understand that. So when you send Fifth Pro communication, why aren't they also CC'd on it? So you know all the representative body for the girls, whether it's Fifth Pro, who's your primary contact, or the girls will be assumed by the girls. Why they CC'd on such communication?
Cranky. If you said to me that my lawyer is handling all of my things,
right?
I don't need to even copy you, you know. Because you would have written to me. No, you would have written to me and said, my lawyer has power of attorney.
Right. But here's my thing, Dennis. Here's my view on that, Dennis.
Cranky. All right, it's Cranky. I don't want to stop your line of questioning. Mr. Chung, good night. I have Neo. Just wanted to introduce. Neo is on. But I have. I was going to ask a question that he have. For the people who are saying fifth, it's not fifth, it's FIF. They have just removed the A from FIFA.
Right. It's Fifth Pro. Right. Fifth.
FIFPRO. So let me just clarify that. All right. So Mr. Chung has seen that Fifth Pro is the representative for the girls. Neil has this question. Have they said to the JFF, said to you, written to you to say, we have girls who have not yet been paid?
We went about that already.
No.
All right. So here's my next question. Do you believe that there could be a legitimate case where of the 24 girls, 23, some of them have received no money whatsoever? Is there any possibility, any way that could happen?
The only way that could happen is if when it gets to their bank, that their bank don't send it to them, because it has left our accounts.
So Dennis, do me a favor, Dennis. I don't want. People have joined the chat at different points in time. We've been over all of this. So Can you just summarize what you have said about the payment to date so that everyone who has joined more recently can understand what you have said? Just a very brief summary as to the situation with the girls. Now you're repeating yourself, but please do that. Dennis, you there?
Yeah. So I'm saying that we have done a very detailed spreadsheet in terms of per game by player, and we have computed the total from that. And then we have sent all of that off. We did a transfer form individually for players and sent to the bank, of which I checked the names on the transfer forms and before I approved them at the bank. And those approvals were done and sent to the bank 2 months ago. Right? The account numbers that we use, the bank account numbers that we use are the bank account numbers that were verified, and also the ones that we have been paying to before. So we've been paying money to those account numbers before without any issue, right? And we got them verified also. So if there is an issue, it means that when our bank sent the money, it means that the bank that it was sent to would not have credited the accounts, or it means that the money was paid, but the money, there's an oversight in terms of its seen going in. But from our point of view, we are satisfied that it has been sent. Now, if there is a concern, let us know. As I said to the accountant today, when I called her, she said, Who is saying that? Because I've paid everybody, right? Let us know who the persons are, and we can reconcile on a game by game basis what payments have been made that add up to that. So if we send 11,000 US, for example, this is apart from the 35,000 from FIFA for the bonus. We can say this is what the 11,000 US represents, right? So if we would love to get that information, and I don't, well, you know, I am questioning whether Fifth Pro really represent them now. But if Fifth Pro still represent them, then they should send it to us and say, hey, these are the ones that we have challenges with, and we gotta reconcile. We just reconcile it right away because it's just 23 players, and just send it to them and say, this is the situation. What we didn't want to do is send a spreadsheet to everybody because it contains private information. So we don't want to send that to everybody.
So I think, guys, everyone in the chat, I mean, I hope that summarizes for you the payment situation. Here's another question for you, Dennis, which is this. So I'm getting beaten in the chat. Someone is telling me, James, whatever his name is, saying, I'm asking for too much for you to CC the 3 representatives for the girls because your communication is Fifth Pro. But people, you got to understand this. Extenuating circumstances and situation call for extenuating measures.
No, Cranky, I don't agree with you. I agree.
But we can agree to disagree, Dennis.
But I agree with P. As I said, the 3 representatives were named for the meeting. The representative that was signed in the letter to represent them was Fifth Pro.
No, I understand that. So, I understand that, Dennis.
Yeah.
Dennis, you're still getting beaten in the public domain because of what I deem to be lack of what is deemed to be adequate communication.
No, there's no lack of communication. You said to me that Manning's man is my representative. Deal with him, right? When people are dealing with transactions to purchase through lawyers, they don't copy the person who is the lawyer representing either.
Dennis, this is not a normal everyday contractual situation.
I don't agree with you, man. No.
Dennis, I said we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, I don't agree.
I understand where you're coming from.
Can you imagine?
Dennis, in a normal operating environment, I would agree with you. This is not normal.
Yeah, but this is a contractual thing, so. And the people say, listen. The people say, listen, Manning's man. If in fact, if you say Manning's man represent you, and I was doing Manning's man, and then I copy you, I am insulting Manning's man.
No,
then it means that Manning's man is not a good representative.
Dennis, we're at an impasse, right? This has been going on since the summer. We have made no progress. In fact, we have regressed.
No, I don't agree with you. I don't agree that we have made progress. The fact of the matter is that since the summer, we've made the payments, right? And we have had communication. And to the point where we're saying, let us have a meeting. That is progress.
But the girls say they have no meeting dates. The girls, Dennis, I think you should go back and watch because you have had a chance probably to look at it. The interview with Bonnie and Rebecca.
Listen. Well, and that is why but that don't mean it's progress. It's no progress, because the progress for me in this now is that I am questioning whether Fifth Pro is a representative or not. Then,
Mr. Chung and Frankie,
and that is progress for me, because it means for me now that I must say to boy, I wonder if Fifth Pro really is the real deal. That's what I have to ask.
Mr. Chung, I have Neo. He's having some technical issues. Frankie, so let him ask a couple of questions, because you're there, Neo. I know you're
yeah, man.
Go ahead, Neo.
All right. Let's wait until he comes back. But I understand that you can correct me if I'm wrong. That 9 of the girls were overpaid. All right.
Yes.
All right. Isn't that a suggestion? Then that the method for calculating the payments is inaccurate, and that could mean
no. There was the reason why that occurred is because there was an error on just those 9, but it did not affect the other amounts. It's just those 9. And when we caught it, it's just those 9. So that money would have come out of JFF money, not out of those monies.
Okay. And you said that method of calculation would not have reduced the payments for others. It just added extra payment to 9.
Right. It didn't reduce it.
So Dennis, here's a question for you. Do we have an inventory of the girls' grievances? One, and secondly, does the JFF have any grievances themselves that they need to resolve with the girls? So it's twofold. We only talk about the girls' grievances.
Yeah.
You have grievances you need to resolve with them also.
The only one that I could, as I said, the only 3 that were specific was number 1, to deal with the payments, right, which we've addressed substantially. Number 2, to deal with wanting to know the name of the staff and the technical team before they made themselves available. And number 3, to wanting to ensure that the proper travel arrangements that were put in place, which I said, those all travel have always been dealt with according to contract. The contract states how travel should be dealt with, and it has always been dealt with. And those are the 3 specific things. The other things that were written about from 5th Pro is that there was mistreatment. And I wrote back to them and said, can you tell me what you mean by mistreatment? Because I can't fix mistreatment unless it's a spelling error.
Okay. So if you're saying payments, which you're saying still need to be resolved because some girls say they haven't gotten paid, but you're saying most have gotten paid.
Well, no, I am saying no. I'm not saying most have gotten paid. I'm saying from where we stand, all have gotten paid.
Yes.
All have
gotten paid.
Let me ask this question. How are you able to give us? Because you can't tell us the specific. I think you can't tell us the specific as to how much this person get, that person get.
No.
Can you tell us though, seeing that some of this money would have come out of the World Cup and figures were out there, 1.6, 1.4. Can you tell us so the total amount of payments, and this is this to the 23 girls or to the 23?
23.
The $1.4 million was paid out to the 23 or to the 4.
$23.
So what about the others who played in the lead up to it? Because
that was a different amount.
So $1.4 million in total was paid.
Yeah, but that included no. Listen, that included the bonus money, so it was inflated substantially because of that money. Yeah,
including bonus money. You are saying tonight that 23 players got portions of money totaling $1.4 million US.
Yeah.
So let's do an average, Mr. Chung. So it is 23 divided by 14, don't it? All right, so on average, because we can just break it down on average, because I'm going somewhere. So let's go 1.4 million, right? You know, we put in the calculator. I mean, your accountant, you probably have this long time, but money
it's approximately $61,000 in total.
Right, so 61,000 US, and of course,
approximately
would be taken out. So say that 50% of this goes out in taxes.
No, this was net of tax, you know.
Net of taxes.
Oh, net of tax. Okay, so each, on average, each would get approximately 60,000. Now, wherever the money came from, $60,000 will not be just floating in the atmosphere. If the money was sent from one account and it is not picked up in the other account, most financial institution would send it back to the account that it came out of after
right.
a time.
Right. And we haven't seen it. So which is why the assumption is that it is has been paid. But as I said, I mean, for me, the most important thing is to resolve this issue, right? So
Yeah.
I want to know what the details. And I wrote to Fifth Pro and said, provide me with the information, give me the details. I actually sent that today, right, off it, and then we can check it back because I pay you, I compute something and I pay you, and I say, Cranky, here's a statement that I have paid you $5. Right?
Yeah.
And I have made sure that the money has left my account. I've made sure that the approval on the transfer is correct. Right? And I said to you, Cranky, I have paid you $5. If you don't receive the $5, you're not going to come back to me and tell me you don't receive it.
All right, Mr. That's true. But let me bring it the next way, because I have done my own research and my own digging, because you know I've been accused of being biased. So I made digging, right? So I know when it comes down to the statement, of course, with the payment, there was a statement provided.
Right.
In fairness, some of the young ladies live in the United States. Some of them are in college, and they require a way more detailed statement for the purpose of taxation in the places that they are, which is outside of what the statement that was sent to them outlined. So how does that get dealt with? Because is it an individual basis, or because you send something, but some do not believe it is sufficient for the taxation purposes in the jurisdiction.
But mine, that's a different question. That's a different question, right? Okay. There are two questions here. There is the question about, did I get the money at all? There's the question of, what's the classification in that statement so I can appropriately file my tax return? That's two different questions. First, I got to receive the money, right? Receive it in my account. And we're hearing from another party saying some girls haven't received it. And what Dennis is saying is, well, they have sent the money out. This is months down the man's mind. This is not a week enough, but they haven't received it. So that needs to be reconciled. And the second, what you're saying is the statements sent may not be as detailed as they need to be for the classification as to what tax buckets can be done by the accountants for those girls. Right?
But this is the first request I'm getting for information for tax.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
right. So I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah, yes. What happened? I think what is happening is this, because I have someone who have said, for example, they have asked. This was asked a months ago. So I think, and this is what Cranky keeps coming back to. I think communication is is a serious issue. I'm going to give you an example, Mr. Chung, of why I think how things are communicated. I think both of you need to meet almost every time.
Management.
Let me finish.
That person, hold on.
Let me finish, because I don't get the point there. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish. Because I need to give you this example. You said that there is a meeting on the 8th.
We have proposed a meeting for the 8th.
Propose with whomever. When Miss Shaw spoke, she said that there is a meeting. The meeting that you know about, they were told that there should be a meeting after these set of games. You had a date.
Which is the 8th.
No.
Which is the 8th. Right.
But that is any time. It could be the 8th, it could be the 10th, the 15th, the 20th.
Both of you are right. Both of you, are right. But when she says the only meeting.
Listen, you guys are making up stories.
No, Dennis, we tell you what the girl said. It's not making up stories.
No, but listen. So what my facts are is that I proposed to 5th Pro after they sent to me the 3 representatives for the meeting. I proposed a meeting on the 8th of December. That is after the games. In terms of other dates, I don't get anything on any other dates. What I propose is... No, and I think I think that's an excellent suggestion by Neo, right? That it could the reconciliations could be done with them, but they have to request it from us because as I said, we were not aware that there were issues of people not receiving it. So if 5th Pro come to us, and that was never in any communications to us, and say, hey, we want to reconcile these things with you, we have no problem with that. We will gladly do that. And that's an excellent suggestion by Neil. Maybe that's the way to do it. And I'll propose it to them, to 5th Pro, that, hey, we can actually reconcile this with you. Right. But, the other thing is, too, can we, well, let's say that 5th Pro is their representative, which I'm not even sure of now, to be honest with you. But it's just a matter of sharing information. But we can certainly sit down with them and say, listen, this is how we have done the computations for everything. No problem with that. It's easier that way. So that's a good suggestion.
There's a question for you, which is, I've asked this question before. Before you go to this proposed meeting, for which a date is not being agreed, does both sides have an inventory and prioritize the key thing that resolve to break this impasse? Speaking of Dennis.
Listen, the date has not been accepted. We have proposed the date.
No, your proposed date is next week, right? Your proposed date is next week.
My proposed date, and this is what we need to understand. So I don't want us to leave here.
Play Saks Off Biz the gift offer. You can win up to 70% off.
The splitters, it shines.
Jewelry.
Right, saying.
Of the date. Yeah, go to the inventory. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So as I said to you, I told you the things that we have been written to about. So that's the extent of the inventory that we know. Right? In terms of from our side, we don't really have anything that we want to discuss. Right? I'd have to speak to other representatives also, but we really don't have anything. What we want to do is we want to resolve the issues that are raised with us and listen to the representatives. That's really what we want to do, because we don't want to be constantly going about this. As I said, the main focus for me right now is the game tomorrow.
Right.
Which is the last game for the year.
The main focus for us, we want to support the girls tomorrow, but we want to break this impasse and get back to the business of the reggae girls holistically versus people in their siloed way in terms of how we're operating. We don't want to have two sets of reggae girls. We want one set of reggae girls.
No, but as far as listen, yeah, but listen. I don't know why people look at it like that, you know. As far as we are concerned, you know, we don't have two sets of girls, you know. We sent out the call up. Listen. This is something that's been created as two sets. We don't have it. We look at all girls who are available for Jamaica as a pool of girls that we choose from. No team remains the same.
Then it's
right? When we sent out the call, no, when we sent out the call,
that way. No, Dennis, I disagree with you.
Listen. I can't speak to how they think. I am telling you what the reality is. When we sent out the call up, we sent it out to 47 girls.
I understand, Dennis.
Listen, we cannot. Listen. No. I have to disagree with it. We cannot have a situation where we feel that there is a set of girls or a set of boys who are always going to be on a team. It don't work like that. You know it don't work like that. If you look at any country across the world, they don't operate like that. You might have persons who are core and likely to be in a team, but they don't necessarily have to be in a team. What we have to do is we have to ensure that everybody is available. I see it on the boys' side also, where the coach has a database of players. Right? He has a core, but he's constantly looking for new players.
But Dennis, if you say that in the public domain, you're gonna be seen to be disingenuous. I'm telling you.
Why is that disingenuous?
Dennis, it's disingenuous because if I have Manchester United team or Arsenal team, and my top 6, 7, 8 players decide not to play, and you tell me no, it's my first team I'm playing, I'm gonna say, really?
No,
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
No, this is my words. That's my words, right?
Right. What I said, because hold on. You said Cranky, the 2 teams, and I said there are no 2 teams. There are no 2 sets of girls. There is a pool of players. No, you are correct that there are some players who are strong players, and you'll always seek to go to those players, right? Based on the knowledge. But I mean, easily and we see it on the boys' side. A new player can come up, you know, that can be a better player. Or 2 new players can come that can be better players.
Dennis, we're talking about aberrations, Dennis, not the norm.
Yeah, let's not get into the technical thing. We need it, right? So here's what I want to ask you, Mr. Trump. I will come to, because pertinent to this is that for whatever reason, the young ladies, they felt like 2 of the leaders, because they said that there's a leadership group of 6. All right, 6 of them are in the leadership group, and that came up because the whole meeting thing was done. So they felt a need, for whatever reason, that they had to address stuff that they would have heard in the public domain. They have representatives, and the JFF is there. So now that they have come out and they said things publicly, you're here now, and you're also saying that, listen, if that is said, let us know. Yeah. Would you be averse to, though they have representative, because you're making the point, but they said speak to their representative, but their representatives did not speak publicly. They did. Would you be averse to Monday morning, first order of business, I am going to try and get these 2 young ladies on the phone, ask them about their assertions, and ask them, would you be willing to share the information with us of those who have not gotten any money at all? We can look into it and resolve it. Would you be
management? As I indicated, I have already written to 5th Pro and said to them, can you please provide us with the details? So I have already asked that information, you know.
Okay, because I'm just thinking, like, the fact that they came out is just like you said it earlier, you know. Cranky is my lawyer, but I said Cranky represent me. But then I do an interview. I did an interview, which is really saying that I have gone against my legal representation. So now I've opened the door for communication.
Yeah, but listen, we still have to respect the process, you know.
Okay.
And this is what we don't understand. We have a process that is outlined in contract. And we can't, on the one hand, not respect the process and expect others to respect it.
Okay.
We have to be formal about it.
We're being robotic in following a process which has been ineffective. It's not
no, that's not true. That is not true. The process has not been followed yet. And that is why we've been ineffective. If we had followed the process, we would not have been ineffective.
Well, the process would have been, Dennis.
The process has not been followed. If we follow the process, we will be effective. So that's not true. That is the issue we have because all the issue. You see, if we had from last year followed the process in the contract, we would have been able to resolve a lot of these things from a long time. But we have not been following the process.
Let me rephrase my comment. The execution of the process has been ineffective. So you may have a stipulated process, it's documented, it's agreed, but it's being circumvented.
And that's the point I'm making. The reason why we have the challenge is because we're circumventing it. But if we said, okay, let us have a meeting and discuss it, that's a meeting that we are now going to sit down with the stakeholders. You talk about face-to-face. Right, well, virtual is face-to-face, so. But you talk about that, right? That is what is going to resolve it, and that is what we should have done from day one. We should have said, listen, you have a problem, just let me know. And the process is not difficult, you know. It is one that is meant to be effective. It said, listen, let me know by writing to me and telling me what the issues are.
Mr. Chung, when it comes down to the girls, I don't know how to answer this, right? The girls, the 23 girls. Can you confidently say to the people, right now, I am confident that based on the money paid out, there's zero balance owing?
Yeah, based on the records that we have, yes.
And that is based on their timeline from, they said, February when the qualifiers start. Or this is just for the World Cup participation? Because
no man. We have a spreadsheet that computes everything from last year from South Korea per diem. I think that money was owed from then.
Okay, so and you can say right now it is at where you are concerned is zero for the players at the World Cup. Even if other players are owed, players at the World Cup, as far as you're concerned, those 23
as far as I'm concerned, yes. I mean, and I will never say never, but what I will say is that if there are persons who are dissatisfied, then just let us know individually who those are, and we will ensure that we reconcile everything to the team.
Right. I really need somebody like we need to figure this out, man. Because if they're saying that players there may be, and I don't think it's a lot, you know, based on how the conversation, the interview was, it appears to me that of the 23, there may be 2 or 3 or possibly 4. That is how what I picked up. And
I don't want to assume what it is, and I just want the specifics on who it is.
Yeah, man. And that's what I'm saying is that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I were in your position, I would, like I said, you have written to Fifth Pro. If I don't get a response in 24 hours, I have to find a way of communicating this, because we can't let 4, like you said, 4 players believe.
But we don't know how many it is, man.
I'm saying, right, say 4, 5, 6, whatever amount. The majority of the 40 seem to not have this issue, because some are even play now, and it's one team. We can't let the minority, I believe, affect the work of the majority. So it is incumbent.
We can't let any issue affect it.
Yeah. So while we follow the process, and I understand the need to follow in the process, because if you don't follow process, you'll hear, well, you didn't follow the process. While I agree with that, we must find a way. So maybe it is 24. It's when 24 hours come, there must be a timeline. If you don't respond by 24 hours, what is the alternative? Like, so if 5th Pro don't respond by Monday morning, we can't allow it to linger until the 8th. What is the next? Like, what are the next steps according to the process that gets this thing dealt with before Christmas, before the 14th of December? How are we going to ensure that this thing is done and dusted, and you see the players out there playing, we get to see them as the fan, and everybody maybe not 100% happy, but at peace that we're in a better place. Like, and like people are saying, they say that the adults in this, the older persons are the persons at the GFF. So they should take the higher road. In other words, they should do everything in their power to create the pathway and press it so it can be accomplished. And that is why I'm asking.
So let me ask you a question. What is it that we have not been doing?
No, I'm not saying you have not been doing it. What I'm saying, it's come Monday, you don't hear back from 5th Pro.
Oh no, I mean definitely I think so, but we always hear back from them, you know. Particularly with what I sent today, I'm sure I'll hear back.
So Dennis, I have a question for you. So you asked a question about what have you not been doing? The work will finish when? In August?
Them supposed to ensure say not reach so far. And that
we're now in December.
Everybody are trying to look somebody for blame. Leadership
we have
take charge of
we have not had one meeting with the girl.
I don't expect this as something if you are reaching a public and go on and do foolishness.
So there's no sense of urgency on either party's part to get this resolved.
That's how it feels like.
No. So Cranky, if I write to you and tell you, first and foremost, give me some dates for a meeting, and you don't do that, and then I send to you and say, this is a date I'm suggesting, you are saying that I'm not making steps to have a meeting with you?
So let me say this, Dennis. When you listen to both sides, you just shake your head. Because
no, I'm going to
answer your question. When I hear your side and their side, that's why we have the conversation today. There's no linkage. You guys are stuck in your corner, and you're adamant that you're right and that your mode is right, and we're not seeing the impasse being broken. What I'm saying is this: reach over the fence. Reach over the fence.
So Cranky.
Yes.
You don't think that me requesting a meeting from you is reaching over the fence?
You send me an email, it goes to 5th Pro. 5th Pro may or may not talk to me.
Cranky.
No, let me answer. So I believe you have, I believe that you're what? What you said, stepping over the fence? No. So here's what I believe. You're stretched over the fence. So here's what I believe. Instead of passing over the fence, let's find the door, open the door, and walk in. Because
I don't think we're stretching. I think we just reach out.
All right. So then.
Can I
should hold on. I should confirm the 8th of December then.
No, Dennis. We're in December. The World Cup was finished in August. Whatever you're doing is not working.
I'm saying, no. I'm saying, you want me to then confirm the 8th of December as a date.
What I am saying, exactly. What I'm saying is that you're here tonight. I'd love for you to say, listen, Khadija, Rebecca, all the other girls, listen, this thing has been going on too long. I'm the Gen Z. All right? I would love for this to be resolved. We have reached out, like you said, to your representative. You know my number. Call me. Let us sit down on the 8th. The games are over. Nothing until March in terms of game. Let us sit down. I am ready. I am ready to meet you at a time convenient to you. We have written that. right? But I'm also making this appeal here. I'm saying you go on.
So hold on. Management, hold on. Remember saying 2 weeks ago somebody came to me and asked me for a meeting last week, Wednesday, and what did I say? I said, yes.
No.
I want to meet.
Fine. I'm talking about in this moment right now. In this moment, okay. I want you to speak to, I want you to speak to them. Speak to them and let them know that, listen, this has gone on for too long. Let us do it. I'm opening the door. I'm coming in, right? Let us at least meet. At the end of the meeting, we can walk away saying we have resolved the issue, but you're going to go left and I'm going to go right. But we had a meeting. But let's at least, I want to hear from you. I don't know what you know, but you know.
All right. So management, what I will say in response to you is that I will of course reach out again and say I want a meeting to resolve it.
So reach out now. Where you can reach out?
No, but I have.
Then it's reaching out. It's sending some informal email to some party which get lost in their mailbox. And people have discussions.
That is not true, Frankie. That is not a true statement.
But that's what I'm hearing. Then it has to be fair.
No. When you say get lost in their box, that's not true because they do respond.
Fifth row. But they respond and say what? There's no meeting occurring. Dennis, here's the thing, Dennis. The fans are tired of this. We're exhausted. We're emotionally drained. We want this resolved. And the JFF and the girls are pontificating and positioning themselves and not coming to they're not caucusing and resolving this. So if any girl representative are in the chat, please ask the girls to call the GenSec. Yeah. And where's Mr. Rick? Call Mr. Ricketts. Call them and tell them, say, you know what, we want to fix this thing. Listen, be the adults in the room, since nobody want to be the adults. Girls, be the adults in the room and call.
I think, I think the situation is at the point where this is me. If I were here, I'd say, listen, Khadija and Rebecca, all the other young ladies, I heard tonight, this is what I've heard, that some of you even asked a detailed statement for tax purposes. I am willing to help you. I will be in office tomorrow from 9 to 5. You have my number, call me. Or you can call and get my number, but I'm willing to listen to you to see how I can help. I have also communicated to your representative, Fifth Pro, but I want to personally help you with whatever you need. All right. So you can call me tomorrow. I am available. Monday I am available. While you wait on Fifth Pro to respond from the girls, because I think the fact that they have come out, I am saying that the fact that they have come out is saying something. One, I believe it is saying, like, listen, we too want this resolved now. So I believe this is an opportunity for you in good faith to say, Miss Shaw, Miss Rebecca, all right, I hear what you said. I saw that you are frustrated. This has been a long and frustrating process. We're going into the festive season, right? Come, let us reason together. Let us reason. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think if the girls hear that, I think it moves them into action. It doesn't mean that everything will be resolved in the meeting. It doesn't mean that you and them will come to an agreement. But at least we would be here. We would be here saying that, you know what? The JFF did offer the opportunity for the meeting. Mr. Chung said it publicly. And then if we hear that none of them call and their representative never responded, then the public will say, why didn't you? Why didn't you? What you don't want to leave with is this. Nothing is done. And then the next 3 weeks, 2 more come up and do an interview. And we go through a next cycle like this. That is what I fear.
So management, I have no difficulty with that, right? And as you said, if I do not hear from the response from Fifth Pro, then I will obviously have to move in that direction, because what it would mean is that Fifth Pro is not effective as a communication arm and representative, right? So I'll obviously have to move in that direction because, as I've said on multiple occasions, the only thing that we want to do is resolve this. It don't help us. I mean, our focus must be on playing the games. Right? And as I said, right, to the coaching staff, and also I said to you the other day, is that we are hopeful that for the next round of games, Xavier will have, or whoever the coach is, right, will have a full slate to choose from. What I don't want is for us to think that, and this is an argument out there, that there are two teams. There are no two teams. There are a pool of players, and we will always select, right? And I suspect that, and it's not me, what we do is ensure that the pool is there, right? And then the coaching staff will select from that pool. But
Dennis,
what I don't...
Dennis, you're not running for office, Dennis. You're not running for office. I'm sorry, Dennis. I have to call you out on that. You're not running for office. If you will tell me that Gray and Pinnock and Nicholson and Lowe and Blake are not available for selection, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. I'm sorry, Dennis. I'm not buying that. That cannot be the case.
No, so Frankie, I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying.
The point I'm making is this. I don't want to hear this, that we have 43 people for selection and we start selecting from number 20.
No, cranky. What you saying don't make no sense, to respectfully. It don't make no sense, right? I do not. Hold on. I do not make selection.
I understand that, but some girls are not available
So therefore, what you're saying is not relevant. What happens is that no, it's not.
No.
It is not. I must come off of the narrative there, right?
Okay.
All we do is ensure that players are available for selection. What I don't want is for us to think that there are two teams or that anyone has a God-given right to a selection. Right? And I don't know of any team. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know of any country that operates in that way, that someone must be on a team.
All right. That's technical. No, I don't want to get to that. Mr. Chung, all right? So in this, let me just say this, right? There is information out there in the space that in October, persons would have reached out to leadership from the female side, asking for like I said, a breakdown. This is in October. A response was sent similar to what you said, that there is a spreadsheet with everyone's name on it, but there's no detailed breakdown for each individual, right? Which is what the person was requesting. This is in October. So what I'll say, I don't know if that information was presented to you, but their person. So what my suggestion, that's what I'm saying, that my suggestion is some of these things that you're hearing, I think it would be good for you to ask the individuals, for example, who need a breakdown for whatever purposes, to reach out to you, because they would have reached out to leadership around the senior team.
Rob Smith, pick up yourself.
And got a similar explanation, but since October, nothing has been presented. And I think, and again, this is communication, because it is also possible that it was not brought to your attention, but a request was made.
Get the communication line open and sort out the thing and stop it.
Well, you know, as I always say, right? If those things are done and people are not satisfied, right, then all they have to do, right, and just like what has happened in the past, persons have sent to me the information, because my email is well known, and persons have called me from the team also.
Why this thing is being stretched,
right? So there has never been any closed door. I have received calls, I have received emails, I have received WhatsApp.
Okay.
Right? So that has never been strange. So if there is someone, and I'd love to know if there is someone who has reached out to someone and the person has not been responsive, then all them have to do is tell me when they reach out to the person and who it was. Right? That's all them have to do.
Okay. Okay, I see. All right. Cranky, I don't know, man. But like I would love at the end of this, because this is part of what my desire was, right? And I tried to stay up because I think sometimes people believe I have an inherent bias, and I wanted Cranky to lead the discussion with you, Mr. Chug. And I respect you coming on. But for me, it is simply this. Like, I wish I had a timeline to say that there is going to be a resolution in 2 weeks' time, because these steps are going to be taken, and we don't get to talk to the girls. A lot of the YouTubers don't get the opportunity to talk to the girls, especially the leadership core, which is fine. We talk to people from within the federation, though, and sometimes it seems one-sided, because all the information we get is from like you or Mr. Speed or persons in the JFF.
Because
and then the other information is shared elsewhere. You remember when the issue was with the young lady mother, and you did one here, and she did something, I think, on Dean Jackson Miller show. And
right, I was on with her too.
Right, you remember I said to you that I believe she's going to come on the next day. You need to go and meet with her. Do you know that from that happened, both of you are on the same platform? That whole matter was laid to rest.
Right, because I was invited on the show with her, right? And it's ironic, nobody has ever asked for any accountability for those funds.
No, we don't want to get into that.
It's ironic.
Yeah, I was just using that to say.
I mean, it's just $60,000 still, but yeah,
I was just using that to say that I think a lot of these things will be put to rest once the meeting happens, and it should not.
Oh yeah, no, and which is why we have been pushing for the meeting. Remember, well, the first what we had proposed after the call up is we had proposed a meeting the day after we got the response from them about unavailability, and they said they couldn't make it because the notice was too short. But the reason why we proposed it for the day after is because we wanted a quick resolution. And then at that point, when they said it was too short, we said, okay, give us 2 dates that we can have a meeting on it quickly. Right, we didn't get that, and then Fifth Pro was appointed, and we proposed December 8th, because by that time now we'd have been in the throes of the games and everything, right? Really, what we want to do, we want to resolve this issue, because this issue don't help anybody, right? And as I said, one of the things that we see is that we really have, coming out of all of this, it shows that we have a really deep pool of talent, for Jamaica. But we want to resolve this issue, right? And resolve it according to the contract, right? And which I think is a well laid out process in terms of how to resolve it, and that culminates in a meeting. We have the 3 representatives. We have our representatives. All we're waiting on is a date. If I don't get something from Fifth Pro, I'm going to reach out to everybody, right? I'm going to reach out to everybody and say, hey, and when I say everybody, it means 18, right? Because it's not all of them that would have signed. It was 18 of them. And I'm going to reach out to them and say, what's the issue? Can we have a meeting, right? Of course, that meeting will have to be set by some representatives, whether it's from within or Fifth Pro. I don't know if Fifth Pro is still their representative, right? And see if we can resolve it. And I'd love to have that meeting by December 8th, because that's a meeting that we also had communicated to the persons who are representing from within JFF, right? So we have that date in mind. right? Because bear in mind that, you know, is coordinating the calendars for various people to have that. And what we'd love to have is a documentation of the issues, you know, that we're going to discuss. I hear that some people say they're not satisfied with that they've been fully paid. We'd love to know who it is so we can check all of that before going into that, you know, and have some resolution on it. Because, you know, at the next round of matches, which I think is about February, we want to have the full complement, you know, the World Cup persons plus also.
We have to win tomorrow to have games in February, you know. If we don't win tomorrow,
yeah. But we're optimistic. We're optimistic about that, man. Don't be pessimistic about it, man.
No, man, I'm not pessimistic. Just say, but Mr. Chuck, listen. So I mean, say on average, you know, money is used hypothetical. $1,000 over was paid over to the 9 girls. That's 9,000 US. I mean, that is just like, okay, you go and enjoy that, girls, or money has to be given back.
Well, we would expect. I mean, it's not something we make a request, but we would expect that, you know, the money is sent back. I mean, that's the expectation. But
have you actually written to them to say you have received this amount of money?
No. Well, I don't know if it was communicated specifically. I think it might have been in the statement, because statements were sent to everyone. So I think it might have been in the statement.
So if I go to a shop, Mr. Chung, and the shopkeeper give back overchange and don't come and ask for it, why should I give it back?
Well, I thought you're an honest person.
Yeah, no, I'm asking you. So why you don't ask? I could walk away believing that. Boy, me I tell you, you're really glad that I come by your shop, so you tip me.
Yeah, I thought you're an honest person, though. No. You know, you're changing my perception.
No. I am saying to you that if a person goes to pays his fare.
Listen. The way we have looked at it, right, is that you know, it's not something that we've followed up because we know that, you know, persons will pay for Jamaica again in the future, and you know.
Yeah, no, that is the wrong thing. In other words, do not give me over money and then take it out of my piano. You can't do that.
Man is one. Hold on. On a point of principle, you know, say if you work for government and then pay you over, you know, say if it's 10 years down the line, then government taking it back from you.
Yeah. No, but they can't. Listen, you can't.
You know, the Auditor General report said it.
No, yeah. So let me give you an example. If you give me $10,000 over,
yeah,
you cannot take that out. I'm at $11,000 pay next month. You can't. Legally.
I am telling you, no. I am telling you, it can be done.
No, you can't take out.
Listen. I am telling you, it can be done.
Okay.
May I tell you?
Okay. All right.
Listen. You see, if the tax department give you a credit that you are not due, and then make them realize that, me say, tax department taking it back from you, you know?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we're speaking now about law.
No, man, I'm not saying that it cannot be taken, but there is. What I'm saying is that if you give me extra, I may be unaware. You don't communicate it to me.
It doesn't matter by law. It does not matter. No, and I'm not speaking about the specific issue. I'm talking about law. You know.
Listen, what I'm saying. No, fine. What I am saying is that.
Listen. You know that if someone transfer money to your bank account by mistake and you use it, if you don't return it, you have some legal issues.
What? No, man. I understand that, you know, Mr.
Okay, all right.
I work for you. You give me overs. I don't know. I don't know. What I know is that next month you take money out of my salary. I ask you, why did you take this out? You said to me because last month you gave me 1,000 extra.
No, I'm telling you, that is something that happens all the while, Mannings, man.
Frankie,
You can't, because
I'm on a different way than you guys. I am not going to go into those semantics.
Anyway, we're sidetracking.
Let me just
what Dennis is doing.
Let me just take this person call, and then we'll get back to Cranky, and then we're going to close out. Go ahead, Brian. You have a couple of minutes, and then.
Yeah, Mr. Chum is wrong about the banking part, yeah?
Okay, thank you, sir, because I know the bank cannot do that. Thank you. And you,
if somebody transfers money to you by accident, you send back that money at your discretion.
That's what I'm saying. They cannot take it unless you want to send it back.
No, but what he said, you can be sued for the money. You can be sued
exactly. I did not say that the bank can take it back. You can be sued for it. It's legally you have to return it. That's the point I made. I didn't say the bank can't go in your account and just take money like that. But you legally have to send back that money.
You have to return the money. That's not disputable in any jurisdiction.
All right, Brian. All right, respect for that. Yeah, man. All right, Cranky. Go ahead.
But let me tell you something. But let me tell you something. You see that call. That is an example of persons misinterpreting what is said.
So here's my Mr. Chum, before you leave this conversation today.
Yeah, man.
Because my major frustration is the impasse is sitting there like, the elephant in the room. It's not moving. And we haven't exhausted all ways and means to resolve the impasse on both sides.
No.
Before you plan. This is an objective, independent fan view, which is we're entrenched. Yeah. This is my view. We're entrenched in our position. It's been going on for months. We haven't made any progress because payment is not progress. Because the issues are not about payments. This issue now is about whatever the issues are, because I'm not sure what they are. Whether it's flights, whether it's coaches, whether it's
but Cranky, you listen to yourself. You listen to yourself.
All the time.
You said at the start of this that the main issue is the payment.
No, but I'm getting to the point though. No, I'm saying this conversation.
How can you say that payment is not progress?
No. But here's the point, Dennis, which is this: when I hear the girls speak, they even dismiss elements of the payments as the main reason why we're at this impasse. If you hear them speak and you put sense of the nonsense, I got the sense there's more here than just about money. And so if we don't resolve those other things, we're going to have this impasse still.
And that is why, but you see, that is why we need to have the meeting. Because until then,
pushing for this meeting. You say we're sending emails.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Dennis, it's 2 months, Dennis. 2 months.
Yeah, but you can't say that. No, but you can't say. Well, listen. During that 2 months, I'd have had verbal communication with the representative at the time for us to meet and discuss things, right? There would have been communication to say, hey, can you set 2 dates for us? There would have been a communication to say, let us meet on December 8th. 2 weeks ago, 2 persons would have come to me verbally in a meeting, physical, and said, can you meet last Wednesday? I said, yes. And then call me and say, can you meet Thursday? Yes, because the meeting can't happen Wednesday. How can you say now that there have not been efforts from both sides to have a meeting? It's just that it don't happen yet. But that don't mean saying that won't happen. And that don't mean that there's no progress. And don't bring that narrative, because I am hopeful that we will have a meeting on Friday and resolve this thing.
Okay.
It means that there has been progress.
Be careful of Dennis. Be careful, because when the girls spoke, I heard nothing from them. So a meeting was imminent. And if that's the case, next week, 8 come and nothing happens, And Christmas, they're gonna say, well, Christmas is coming up. We're gonna push it off till January.
Yeah, but then as I told you, I wrote back to Fifth Pro today and said I need to know what's happening. Okay. So as management said, if I don't hear back from him on Monday, then there's a next step now. I'm gonna write to everybody and say, listen, we want to resolve this thing. Let us meet. We have December 8th set up.
So how do we define everybody? How do we define everybody?
The 23 players, the 18 players, sorry, the 18 players.
Dennis is just finally getting to the core of what I've been saying, which is you're going to circumvent the representative, which we should have done already, by the way.
No,
Dennis, if I call your office, Dennis, if I call your office and you answer the phone, and we get something done, you don't answer it, I say, maybe speak to your boss. The girls are the boss, the representative.
Yeah, but Cranky, we couldn't have gotten here before,
Okay.
Because until the discussion yesterday,
right,
we were of the opinion that Fifth Pro was representing them.
Okay.
We had no reason to doubt that. And it would have been, I would dare say, it would have been disrespectful for you to tell me that Manningsman is representing you and then go around Manningsman. But now that I have evidence to say that they might not be representing them, then I can now go and speak directly. But I can't disrespect a process that you set in place, because if I do that, then you might come to me and say, boy, why you disrespect me so? I tell you, say, Manningsman, I do my thing already.
But Dennis, if you realize the process is not working as designed, don't you have to revisit the process?
Which is what I said based on what Manningsman said. I'll do as of Monday, because that is why I would have written to them today and said, can you clarify with me that you are in fact the representative?
Okay.
But this thing, we have to ensure, I made a point to somebody the other day, right? And I made it to a journalist. I said, when you talk, there are no consequences. When I talk, there are consequences. I have to ensure that I follow process and respect the wishes of people. Because when a journalist talk, him go in bed and I'm all right after that. Right? When I come out and say or do something, it has a consequence.
Yeah,
and I have to be very careful of that.
Yeah, I think also for the girls though, because if I understood the last meeting that you were supposed to have, and I'm just trying to help because I want this meeting to happen. But the 8th, which is a Friday, could be a very difficult time because even with the last meeting, I think Miss Shaw said that she had to travel because they had an away match. So could you?
But management, come on. You can't stay where you are and say that.
No man. So let me finish, because the point I'm making, what I would love as well for you to consider is to give 3 different days, different times, so that they can find the most convenient.
Management. Come on. No, come on now. If I say to you, management, boy, let us meet on Friday, and you can't meet on Friday, what you do? You come to me and say, no, Dennis, let's meet Thursday.
And then what if you can't meet Thursday?
We just discuss it and we arrive at something.
But that's
it might be Wednesday.
No, we send emails. That's what we do. We send emails. We don't discuss anything. We send emails, which is impersonal, which does take time. It has to be picked up at some future point in time.
I'm going to send Cranky go in bed, I'm getting cranky.
No, I get cranky because we're not getting anywhere, Dennis. And you know it.
No,
Dennis, you know this, Dennis. We're not getting anywhere. 2 months and we haven't resolved this.
Cranky, that is not true.
Cranky, yes.
It's not true that all we do is send emails, right? But I am telling you that the approach that was discussed by management, I agree with it. If we don't hear something positive by Monday from Fifth Pro, then I will definitely reach out to all the players and say, listen, what is the situation? We would like to have a meeting to discuss this thing.
Yeah. And also, believe me, Mr. Chung, I think you have to pivot the conversation a little different, because I think it comes, like, I like what Nia is saying, because the amount of times FIF Pro, FIF Pro have been mentioned, it could suggest to them that there are problems in the middle of this. You may win the battle with the girl and then create a next problem there. So I don't know if you feel that.
I'm not suggesting that there are problems. I'm communicating with them, so I'm not suggesting there are problems.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah. I'm not suggesting that. I'm not suggesting that at all.
All right.
But I would like
before we go,
man, I would like to end the conversation by saying that, guys, we have a team in Guatemala that I think will put on a great performance for us tomorrow, right? And as Jamaicans, we should support them, right? Because they are representing Jamaica. And, I think that tomorrow should be the day that we focus on them, and really put our support behind them, because, I think that, and they're very confident. I spoke with them. I've been in touch with the management team and the coach, and they're very confident. They actually sent me a video of them having a meal also, and the spirit is looking very, very good in the camp. You saw how these girls performed recently also. I'm just hopeful, very hopeful, that we're going to come away with a win tomorrow, which will put us in pole position to enter the playoffs, and I really have a lot of she really impressed me, because she was the one who scored the goal on Wednesday, and this girl don't even get to university yet,
Yeah, but Mr. Do you know Soleil Washington was not at university and she was at the World Cup? Cameron Simmons was not at university and she was at the World Cup.
Yeah, but
we hope the girls win tomorrow. I hope the girls win tomorrow. We're supportive of the girls.
I don't understand the point that man is making, because I'm not discounting.
We have just as young in the World Cup team. That's what he said.
Yeah, man. But I was speaking about her specifically and her performance.
No, but
it has no comparison with nothing.
No, man, she's a good player. Yeah. I think sometimes, and I'm telling you, YouTube is a funny space, because how you speak glowingly about this team, people walk away saying that. I'm telling you, you have to understand the media space. They will walk away saying, I've never heard him come out and talk so about the other girls, That's what they will say.
And that's not true. And that is not true.
Okay.
That is not true.
Okay.
Well, we only have one team, so there's no other girls. There's only one team, there's no other girls. There's no other girls.
That's what I speak about, the misinterpretation. But man, that's what I speak about, the misinterpretation, like how Neo came and said, boy, you must tell the bank to take back the money.
Who, Neo?
Never said that.
Neo? Not Neo, man.
No, PB, sorry. Yeah.
No, not Neo.
Right.
My Neo.
It was PB. No, I just corrected myself, sir.
Well, Dennis, we thank you for being on, Dennis. We appreciate you making time.
Yeah, man, no problem.
For those in the audience, because some people going to be very entrenched in their position. It may not change anybody's mind, but at least we got it from your side. We've got the girl side. We're going to make up their minds as to who they want to believe or not. So,
yeah, and
thanks a lot.
Yeah, man, we hope that everything will work out, so we'll have the meeting on Friday and resolve these issues,
And skip FIF Pro and go to the source. That's all I'll say.
No, we can't just do that yet, man. Boy, you want to knock down the wall. You just want... But listen. Manning's man, Cranky look like he's a man used to beat the wall at stadium, He never used to pay for going.
I paid to go. I go to grandstand. No, that's not true. I go to bleachers with my KC people, but I go to grandstand when I got a little bit more older and more resources. So no, we appreciate your time, Dennis. Seriously, we appreciate your time.
Yeah, man, no problem.
El Granero said he has spoke glowingly about Jody Brown in the past as well. So yeah.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, man. Yeah.
But like I said, listen, we appreciate you coming on. I mean,
man.
I know that some of the girls genuinely need more detailed statements. I know. And so they I hope that after you said this, they would have heard, and then they will respond to you directly to see if they can get that information, which is critical in the jurisdiction that they operate. So I want to say thank you because I mean,
and I just want to say that's important to understand individually because different tax jurisdictions might need it in different ways.
Yep.
You know, it's not a one size fit all. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree. All right, Dennis. Have a good evening.
All right. Yeah, man. All right, guys. Cool. Yeah, man.
All right, so they have a lot to digest, Cranky. You know?
Yeah, look, I think.
So, people, we heard it. And what that mean, Rob Smith? And I don't have paid YouTube. What that mean? Man still I get ads. Oh, the one they attack. You notice what name? Paid YouTube. Let me tell you. You see, like how a man them are gonna blow up. The people them should understand the females can take something until they decide to explode. So we hear some solution, some meeting I got take place or some sort of what you call it now? Some sort of resolution is imminent. So let us see if anything I go forward. You see me I say? Because I've been always preaching it, you know. Solution. You can't take it one bag of back and forth. We do it 2 times. So JFF come out and talk. Mr. Speed, Mr. Chung. Boom. Then you have a slower conversation on it. Then boom. A girl come talk. Slower conversation. Then boom. Mr. Chung come talk. Slower conversation. Me want to say slow of resolution. That me want to say. I want to see this thing being solved. Whereas the pool get deeper and wider for selection. And the girls have a very, very important game coming up tomorrow. And hopefully we can get that win. Well, confidence is exuding in the camp that the win is going to come. So more football will be played. You understand? So watch out, people. And I hope we can take these people by their word. And you see, the communication is very important to know. Because there's social media. That is a digital library that you can't erase. So, for example, it was said tonight that, all right, we're going to meet, contact them on Monday. If we don't get to them, we're going to get to the girls them. So a simple message on IG or Twitter can solve all of these issues with JFF have, you know. That are communication. Simple communication. You get what I say? That me I talk about. So if you plan something and it don't work, let the public know that, hey, I tried this and it never materialized. Rather than you try it and it don't work and you just keep silent. People are going to think say you never try nothing. And people are going to think say, oh, a joke thing this. Yo, them people are a joker. All if they use Facebook. If they use Facebook, you know, actually, me can resend it to Instagram and them place the film, you know. You get what I say? So, that's how things said. So we can start that easy actually. You get what I say? Nothing wrong with Facebook. Hey, actually, Facebook right now, you have some Facebook groups that are having like 500,000 people on those Facebook groups. So don't take Facebook group for granted. I know, so we never live at Hope Road. And now, man, lady, me used to live in Kingston 13 in Rob Smith. So me not dead nowhere near Hope Road and Mountain View. So you're still wrong. Anyways, people reach a 2-hour mark, you know, right now. Right now, may I come off our internet. Yeah, it's too much. May I come off our internet. Yeah, Rob Smith. Yeah, man, me never live a Hope Road, man. Tito, what go on, Tito? Big up yourself, you know, brother. Big up yourself, man. We're there seeing where you know, go on, fight the fight. Yeah, man. And look at they make up their mind already, Kurt James. They make up their mind already. That is a sad thing. They make up their mind. Already make up their mind. You understand? But as we said, people, big up on yourself. Thanks for those who tune in to this one. Stay safe, people. Until next time. May I come off I let you know. Oh, before we go, Ravel say fake news, people. So we don't know. Ravel say fake news. We do research and check out the article. We check out the author of the article. Realize it's a real journalist and all of these things. So me don't know. But we just see him put up fake news. You understand? Anyways, big up yourself. Stay safe. Until next time. Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.